Okay guys, so I ended up getting a lot of peppers. I probably spent over $25. No, I spent like 22. I got like these landscape zinnias that I actually have the seeds for them, but I have them in white. They're the Zinnia Profusion, and they're a 6-pack for like $3. These are the colors that I got. And then I got a bunch of different peppers, but I'll show you guys when I get home. Carmen, Pepe Grande, habanero, red sweet bell peppers. Okay, so the spinach over there needs to be ripped out because it's starting to bolt. And one thing I'm trying to do better at this year is to get rid of stuff when they're not producing anymore. And this goes to the chickens. There's a potato right there that I don't want. So when you walk into my backyard, you see a bed, which is a huge mess right now. It's a big U-shaped bed. I have some sedum, 2 sedum plants that are humongous and starting to bud up. Daffodils, tulips, and alliums going back to bed, I guess. This bed I have strawberries, and I have some random green beans that are growing from last year. They're self-seeded. I have some big plum that also self-seeded. I've been trying to come in here and pick them out. They're just like not having it. They're just going back. But I have strawberries. I'm so excited. This is my second year with the strawberries, so this is very exciting. This is actually, I think, asparagus crowns that I planted this spring, so that's exciting to see that come up because I thought they were doing nothing. I have my artichoke that we planted together, so we planted 6 of them and 4 of them made it. If you haven't watched that video, it's just me starting a bunch of different seeds. I planted those out. If you don't know, artichoke requires a certain amount of time of cool periods. I have some sweet peas that are growing around here. They're not edible. They're just for flowers, but they're taking their sweet ass time. This is a random tomato plant. Probably a cherry tomato. I don't know. And then when you look behind me, there is this huge mess. This is a hydrangea. Those are weeds behind. It's in a bed. This is a rose. There somewhere should be a grapevine that died, because I even have the tag right there. But looking down, it's just hydrangea, hydrangea, hydrangeas for days. This is limelight hydrangea in its second year. This is, I don't know what it is, but it's a hydrangea in its second year. I have two exact replicas, and they're huge. They're going insane. Oh, there's a tag. Strawberry Sunday is the name, and they are humongous. I have peonies that I think are pink ones. I don't remember the names. I did not put a tag. But I have 4 pink ones, I believe. And then I have another hydrangea, which has a more compact habit, which is kind of cute to see. This is its second year, but it'll be its first year of actually blooming. I got these from, I think, Home Depot. This is peachy. Yep, peachy. And then I have more peonies, which I believe are the white ones. They're starting to set flower. I'm so excited for that. This is their second year. I'm gonna let them bloom and I'm gonna cut them. I don't care. And then I have another hydrangea, that's Annabelle, that I'm very excited about. It's already bloomed, setting blooms. So that's exciting. In my entryway, I have a hydrangea right there. I think that's a phantom hydrangea. Of course, a welcome sign. And then on the other side, I also have another phantom hydrangea and another welcome sign. And then I have my arch. On both sides, I have peas, and they're starting to flower. Little cute flowers. This is my favorite pea ever. They're unfortunately not growing as high up as I thought they would, but they're growing, so I'll take it. I'll take the flowers. I have onions. Yeah, these are onions growing on the perimeter of the bed, and I have 2 potatoes that I put, and I did put these cages because last year my potatoes grew crazy. Random mushrooms that I guess I have good soil. I'm not gonna eat them, obviously. Some more onions on the other side. This bed is like identical to the opposite bed right there. The only difference is that I don't have potatoes growing there because it'll be hard to dig them up. I also have peas. The peas are starting to flower, same kind of peas. I have phlox. These are perennial white phlox that I got from Lidl's last year, and they're doing a lot of stuff, as you can see, so that's quite exciting. I have a hydrangea here. It's growing. It's just, I can't remember what it's called. The traditional hydrangeas that will die if they have a frost, which is why I will never buy them. This is the only kind of hydrangea like that that I have on my entire property. Everything else is just the paniculata hydrangea. And then we turn right across. I have a raised bed that I don't even know what I'm doing with this bed. It was one of the first beds that I got when we moved into this house, so I just kind of threw everything and anything in it. I had tulips growing in here. This is a hydrangea. Another hydrangea. I have rose bushes here, so I call this my rose bed. They're infested with aphids, as you can see. I come out here and like water them down because I don't want to spray, because I have seen ladybugs, and I know neem oil kills ladybugs, so we're not doing that. But they're starting to get their, pest damaged, and they're also setting buds, so I see buds everywhere. I did put this back over them so that it doesn't get to the actual flower, but honestly, at this point, I have accepted that roses are just enjoy to see and not gonna last long. And now the 2 beds that you see all the freaking time. These are my main veggie beds. I feel like I've shown this all the time. Y'all know what's in here. I have Merlot lettuce, and I just planted those 2 tomatoes, as you can see earlier in this video. I have early scarlet radishes that I harvested some from. Dwarf kale that's growing. I might not rip that out. I might just keep that in for the chickens. I have Tokinashi turnips that I probably won't be able to harvest before it bolts. radish and another radish. And then I have garlic, elephant garlic all over the outside of it. So that's great. The other bed, I have some spinach. I have lettuce underneath here. That's a random mushroom. I have my rosemary. I have leeks that I actually just cut the bottom of the leek and plugged it in, and they kind of just grew, as you can see. Parsley, some more kale. The kale on this side is growing bigger and better than the kale on this side, so I don't know. I don't see signs of bolting. No idea. I have some more peas towards the back that look like they need a little bit more help, but that's a different variety. I have a big potato plant in this cage. I also have cardboard all over because I'm in between trying to decide if I want to use landscape fabric or mulch. Although I'm leaning towards mulch, the problem is I have to actually go get the mulch. This is a bed that needs to be probably topped up with compost. I got compost from a local landscape company last year, and their compost was dog shit. But I have a random potato growing from last year because I have potatoes. I did put some mulch on some of the beds here, and I'm loving it. This is a peony bed. I have Shirley Temple and Duchess de Nemours, but they're growing good. This is a dahlia that I planted this morning. I don't know if it'll make it because it fell and got soaked in water. And I just planted it out because I'm not putting it up when I have to plant it out in 2 days anyway. But those are the peonies. I will put some dahlias in this bed. More cardboard. An empty bed. Surprise. If you go next to it, another empty bed. But I do have some peas growing at the back there, although I don't think they'll do anything. So in the middle of my yard, I have 4 16-foot raised beds. It's a hot mess, so I usually don't show them, and I usually use them for flowers, but I'm having a little bit of conflicting emotions because I had a lot of gall. And I'm kind of solarizing it under plastic to see how that works. But this is the first bed. It's absolutely chock full of yarrow. And I'm looking closely. Jesus Christ. My yarrow has a lot of aphids. I don't know if I can get that to focus. It's a lot of aphids. Jesus. I never even came here to look at it. Like, holy crap, it's a lot of aphids. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do anything. Kind of don't want to do anything. Because once the ladybugs come, they do all the job, but holy shit, that's a lot of freaking aphids. Okay. But yeah, that's what the yarrow looks like. The entire bed is full of yarrow. They're starting to bloom. So that's nice to see some flowers come in. I have some feverfew that I planted that started to catch up. Oh, but there goes the yellow jacket. Look at that. We have yellow jackets all around. It's insane. It just stops me from doing shit that I have to do. So I probably will have to cut this in half and be quick, but this is just yarrow on the other side of the bed. I'll get a shot. There we go. There's the yarrow. This is another bed. I think I have gall, so I'm probably just gonna grow above in pots and solarize. I do have, like, if you go behind the main vegetable bed, if you look down, I have 3 beds. I grew dahlias in this one, and I have some eucalyptus that came back. I think I have about 5 of those that came back. Next bed is freshly mulched. There's a random lily growing in the middle. There's nothing there. This is another bed that I have heavy weed pressure, so I kind of just covered it with some tarp. I have some cardboard at the bottom. There's not a lot going on here. I just haven't had time. At the back, I have this bed that I just can't with the bindweed. It just won't stop. So I don't know what to do with that. I do have some blackberry bushes that just grow everywhere, but at least they're setting fruit, so at least I'll get some blackberries this year. That's the only good thing that's gonna come from that. This is the last 16-foot bed. I just freshly covered that with some compost with some cardboard, so hopefully we can plant with less bindweed pressure, but you can literally see the bindweed growing on the sides. And it's so annoying because I've tried as much as I can, and I really don't want to even have to use pesticides, but it seems like that might be my last option. And then this is one of those beds that I actually never got to show you guys. It's chock full of blackberries. It has nothing in it, and it has this giant hole in it because I tried to dig out the spot that I thought I had gall, but knowing how gall works, I probably would just have to solarize the entire bed. If you go down, I still have some plastic on it because I didn't have any dahlias towards this side, so I'm hoping that I get to plant some animals like zinnias and stuff. I do have random yarrow. No idea how that got there, but you know, it's a plus, so I just let that go. So if you come to this side of my garden, I have a compost pile in quotation. It's because, again, it's getting overran with weeds and I don't know what to do. Yeah. But I have this bed that I planted some corn. They're starting to grow, which is so exciting. Yeah. I zoom out and you see all the weeds, and I zoom in and it looks perfect. But yeah, I have corn that's starting to grow. I love corn so much, so that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. If you go up, I have some more of those beds uphill. This is another bed. It's empty, nothing growing here at the moment. Next bed, empty, nothing growing up at this moment, but I do have onions lining the outside of the bed. So I did that last year with my zinnia bed and it did amazing, so I figured I would do it again this year. In this bed, I have random Orlia, just self-seeded. And these are supposed to be in my pathways, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, do I rip it out? Do I put it in a pathway? Do I just let it bloom? I don't know. We'll figure it out when it comes to that. But this is another bed that I have Bupleurum in that strawberry bed that I was digging them out and putting them here so I could have them grow and self-seed here next year. But I don't know, they don't look too happy. Like some of them are like rebounding and stuff, but as you can see, a lot of them died, so I don't know, we'll see. I don't really care. I didn't plant them. On this bed is my overwintered bed. I have self-seeded Orlia. That's looking great. And then I have self-seeded, no, I did not self-seed this. I seeded them, I direct sowed them. This is Ami. I love me some Ami. This is, I don't know what this is. I'm not sure. These are Rudbeckia. They're different kinds of Rudbeckia. I don't know what exactly they are. I have no labels. This is Scabiosa, the only Scabiosa that survived. These are snapdragons. I think they're starting to set buds, but I do have quite a lot of them. as you can see. But that's pink and white. But yeah, that's essentially the garden. Not much going on. It's a hot mess. I usually contemplate if I want to show it on camera because I like everything to be perfect, but it's never gonna be perfect at this point, at this rate. If I wait for it to be perfect, I'll never have a video. So yeah, that's it. I'll probably film myself, Yellow Jacket willing, doing the great planting, so that should be fun. Yes, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the little garden tour.